A parallelogram. Find the values of A and B. Now, yesterday, the last question that we did was of parallelogram only. So you know how to proceed. So I want you all to just try it. You have 1 or 2 minutes. Then we'll discuss what is the answer. Just try to apply the concept that we used yesterday also.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
would you please draw the diagram because I'm not getting 4 comma B is point C or point D on parallelogram.
Okay. So let me draw it. This is a parallelogram where we have A, B, C, D. Okay, and let us suppose A is, let us go by order. A, B, C, and D. Okay. A is equals to 1, B is equals to 3. And what about others? Let everyone try, because this is a very, that concept that you all know.
Ma'am, the diagonals will be equal.
Correct. Very good. I have 2 chats more. I'm a new student, ma'am. Okay, there is no problem, Roshan. You just like observe today's class. You'll get to know a lot of things. Moreover, I have shared this PDF, particular one, to Gaurav sir. He will forward it to you, so you will just check it once, because everything is very like simple. We have a distance formula, a direct one, then we have a section formula, and we can just use them. So right now, let us do this question. 1, 3. Good. Okay. So, yeah, absolutely correct. Here we can see that, like in the last question, also we saw that in the last question, we saw that this particular, because there we have to use some midpoint formula, because we have to find out what is the one vertex. So in order to find it, we were just finding this midpoint, then by the help of this midpoint and this vertex, we found out this. Now in this, we want to find out the values of AB. So what we can do, we know that what happens, this diagonal of parallelogram and this diagonal are equal. So AC is equals to BD. AC is equals to BD, right? Now, as we know that AC is equals to BD, so we and what we know here, we know the coordinates of every point. So definitely we can use the distance formula. Now, how we will use it? AC. So, and one more thing we know that we'll use the distance formula. No. Sorry, not the distance formula.
Midpoint, right?
Midpoint formula, right? So basically, what will happen? Just a second. Just a second. We'll proceed in this way. AC. Just a second. Minus 1 plus B by 2. Minus 1 plus B by 2. Minus 2 plus 4 by 2 minus 1 plus B by 2 would be the x coordinate. it would be for AC. And A plus 1 by 2 and 0 plus 2 by 2, it would be for BD. Right, so we got from here, this will be 2, 2. So 1, comma, B minus 1 by 2 and A plus 1 by 2, comma, 1. Right? And now we know that what we can do is to equate them. Because see what we are finding this midpoint. So according to this AC, the midpoint came out to be this, and according to BD, the midpoint came out to be this, and we know that this midpoint belongs to this and this. So we can just equate these two entities because they are same. They both are the midpoint. Like if this point O, so it is also O, it is also O. So let us make them equal. So this particular entity would be equal to 1 and this particular entity will be equal to 1. So A plus 1 is equals to 2. So A is equals to 1 and B minus 1 is equals to 2. So B is equals to 3. So what we have done here, we have applied this thing that first of all this AC and BD diagonal will be equal. This is done, but we also know that this midpoint would belong to this as well as this. ये दोनों का ही midpoint होगा. So by finding a relationship between this and this, which means for BD and for AC, we will just equate it, and when we do so, we will get two things simultaneously. So we can equate these two and we can equate these two in order to find out what is the value of A and B. Right? So this is how we can find out. So see what we have observed, that in the last question, the vertex was asked. In this question, vertex for it wasn't asked, neither the midpoint was asked, but we have to find out the midpoint in order to like find the values of A and B. So somewhere you will need some other thing, somewhere you will need some different thing, but this process would be same. Either you will use the section formula or the midpoint formula. It depends on what you have, what ratio is there. If there is some other ratio than 1:1, so you will use section formula, otherwise midpoint formula. Similarly, either you'll use distance formula or you'll use that in which we have one point as origin, for example OA. So these four things are there, but just they will be modified here and there so that you may use your brains also. Okay, so is this question clear to everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. All right. So moving ahead, because this was something which I knew that you would do, because in the last class also we discussed the same type of thing. Next is, okay, in what ratio does the line segment, okay, write it along with me. In what ratio? Now just look the keywords in the question. In what ratio? Now, as and when the ratio word comes, what formula should strike in your mind? Who will tell me?
Section formula.
Section formula. Great. Does the line x minus y, oh sorry, it is minus 2 is equals to 0 divide the line segment joining 3 comma minus 1 and 8 comma 9. What is the question? In what ratio does the line x minus y minus 2 is equal to 0 divide the line segment joining this point and this point? What is being asked? That there is a line segment which is joined by these 2 points, which means if this is the line segment AB, so the coordinates of both these points are given. In what ratio does this line divide this line segment? So for example, this is this line. So in what ratio does it do? Just try it. Okay, I'll just give you one hint. Don't proceed with m ratio n. Though we have studied m ratio n only, and there is, I don't think you feel there's any other alternative, but don't do this. What you need to do is first of all, you know this point, and let this point where this line which whose equation is given, let this point be p, x comma y, and do just one thing, take the ratio. Don't take the ratio as m ratio n. So see, whenever we are asked to find out the ratio, what you keep in mind is don't use m ratio n. What happens because of m ratio n? There are two entities to be found, two unknown variables, m and n. So sometimes it creates a problem. It is not wrong to take it because we have been studying it, so there is nothing wrong in it. But take instead k ratio 1. K ratio 1. Instead of m ratio n, take k ratio 1. So here what you will get, the value you would get as 3 ratio 2, right? For example, but here what you will get if you will take k ratio 1, you will get 3 by 2 ratio 1. So first of all, you will need to find only one entity. One is already one. You have to find only one thing, k, and moreover, when you will just multiply it there or take it there, you will get the same thing. So it won't be wrong also. So what happens here? Our work is lessened, right? So try to take the, whenever a ratio is asked in the question, just try to take it what, k ratio 1, because it will ultimately result into that only, and it will it will make the task easy. So now try to do it in whatever manner you feel like. You have 2 minutes till 25, then we'll discuss. So can we discuss? It's 25. Or anybody would like to give me the answer as well?
Please explain, ma'am.
Yes, I'll do. Okay. So it is a slightly out of the box question, because here we sometimes don't know how to proceed. So let us just check how we may do it. Okay. Okay. Look. Let me draw this. Okay, I have got a chat. M ratio n comes out to be 2 ratio 3. Okay. Actually, it's not 2 ratio 3. Deepthi, you can check once again. One thing is wrong in this. Like, one out of m and n is correct. Just check for the another one. Okay, so coming to the question. Look, what will happen here? Just see. For suppose this is AB, A, B. The coordinates are known to us. 3, comma minus 1, 8, comma 9, right? A and B. Now, a line is there which is cutting it. A line is there which is cutting it. We don't have to 2:3. Uh, Again, I would say that yeah, there is one thing wrong. One thing incorrect and another thing is correct. So just check both of you. Till the time, let me explain this to other people. Okay, so I think your approach is perfect, but by chance you may have made some mistake. So everybody look, A is this point, B is this point, and this line is cutting, right? In this question, it is said like this. Now, we know definitely for one thing, like this is, I just told you to take the ratio, not as M ratio N, but as K ratio 1. This would ultimately give us the result. Now, we know I just said to assume this point as P, which has the coordinates x comma 1, x comma y. So anybody would like to tell me whether this point P, does it lie on the line segment? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it lies on the line segment. Now, does that mean that if I'll put the coordinates of this point on this line segment, it will satisfy it? For example, I am just telling you this, that this line has the equation x minus y minus 2, right? This one. So if we'll keep this point, whatever coordinates are there right now, we don't know we don't specifically know that what is the value of x and y, but by chance we are able to find it by chance. Then when we'll put it in this equation, in this line's equation, which is already given to us as x minus 2 minus x minus y minus 2, so it will result into 0, which means it will tell us that yes, this point will satisfy this line. So we are able to see that if this point is there on present on this line, so it is also present on this line segment. So it will satisfy this as well and this as well, right? So now what we'll do, we'll use these 2 points to find out the coordinates of this point, and we'll put the coordinates of this point in this line to satisfy it. And by that, we will be able to find the value of k. Now just keep watching. If by chance somebody got the idea, you can proceed with yourself. Otherwise, I'm telling you. So just 1 second, I'll be checking the chat in 1 minute. Okay. So if we have to find the x coordinate, x, so how can I find it? We know that here a section formula case is like very visible. This coordinate is there, this coordinate is there, ratio we need to find out. See, right now you may say that, yeah, ma'am, this ratio is also not available, this coordinate is also not available, but just see. If we have to find out this coordinate x, so what is the way? What we'll do is to write it like this. Just check whether I'm writing correct or not. Look, 8, this k multiplied by 8 plus this one multiplied by 3 for finding out the x, and k plus 1 or whatever the ratio is, its summation is there in the denominator. We already know this. Similarly, for y again, k x2 m x2 n, oh sorry, not x2, y2 n y1 divided by m plus n. So we have written it like this. Is there any problem in here till here to everybody, anyone?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So x come out to be like, simply we are doing the same thing. If we would have assumed it to be m and n, then also we would have done like this only. right? So we have just done the same thing, but only difference that we have took here is to not take two different variables because we already are struggling with many. X and y we don't know. X and y we already want to find out. Then when we'll apply this, so we have to find two new things, m and n. So why to take such headache on our heads when we can just simplify our lives by taking k? One variable will be there to be find out. Okay, so x comes out to be this and y comes out to be this. Now this particular, just assume that this particular coordinates are known to us, x and y, right? So I can just write in the place of x this and in the place of y this. Now we don't know what is the equation of this line. Either we can find out the equation of this line segment, we can definitely find it out. The people who have studied straight line, either from me or from somewhere else, so they may just find out what is the equation of this line and they may put this particular point to satisfy in that line. But why we will do this big long process that first of all we'll find the equation of this line, then after we'll put this point to satisfy in it? No, we won't do it because we are already given one line on which this point lies. So I already have this equation with me. So if I just put the value of x, y, in this equation, and we know that this point will satisfy this line and this point as well. So by help of this, we are able to find out these coordinates in the form of k, and I'll just put it in the equation of this line so as to make it satisfy in this equation. And once we will do this, there is only one variable and one equation is there. So definitely we will be able to find out the value of k. Now just find it out. There will be no problem, I think, from here. Right, it will be 0 if it will go there. So 8k minus 11k minus 3k, 3 plus 1 minus 1, so it will cancel out. No, I have made some mistake, I suppose. It will be 2. It will be 2. So here we'll get 1. So k comes out to be 1 by 3. So this was the problem. Now look, what is this k? So what we got the ratio as? Ratio is not k. Ratio is not k. Ratio is k ratio 1. Remember this point. If you're taking k, so just remember that ratio initially was this.
We can take 2 on right hand side, na?
Which 2? This one?
Yes, ma'am.
That 2 into k plus 1 right now, ma'am. So minus 2k minus 2 will be there.
Yes. This will be minus 2. Actually, I like mistakenly wrote 1. It would be 2. Yes, definitely we can take this 2 there also. And then when we solve it, we'll get this only. K is equals to 1 by 3.
I got, ma'am, 2 by 3.
Ma'am, it will be 2 by 3.
2
So
by 3.
minus
Yes, ma'am.
2k
It will be 2
equals
by
to
3.
minus 2, ma'am.
Okay. Let me just check it once again. 2 by 3. Okay. Just let me check it. Okay, till this point, is it matching your results? Like till this point? This
Yes,
equation?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. That the calculation is mistake with the 2 of k plus 1.
Okay. Just let me check it for once.
Ma'am, you arranged it in the wrong way.
Acha. Okay, let me just check it because I had the answer, so I thought that it was correct. Just a second. We have this. Let me take 2 there. So if we take the denominator, I am doing it elaborately so that there is no scope of making some mistake. If by chance there is some mistake or some scope of mistake, please alert me. Okay, so it will be minus k plus 4, 2k plus 2. So this can come here, 3k. Oh, I'm so sorry, I got a call. 2k plus k And here it, oh my, oh my. Right. So sorry to the people whom I told that this answer is wrong. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Actually, I just took a screenshot of the answer, and I just took a screenshot of the answer, and in that it was said that it is 1/3. So I was very clear in my mind that this answer would be correct. So sorry. So sorry. Yes. Yes. Is this answer correct now? 2:3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I'm so sorry, Deepthi and Katha. I'm so sorry. Okay, yes. So as I was saying that k/1 is the ratio. Till you don't find till k/1 is the ratio. Then k 2/3/1. Okay. So 2/3 will be our m/n. Right? So either we can write the ratio as m/n this, or we can write the ratio as k/1 or this. So there is this, they are one and the same thing. There is no problem in this. Okay. So have you all understood how we have done this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And yeah, 2
Yes,
ratio
ma'am.
3 is correct. So sorry. I didn't knew. Actually, it was very clear in my mind that yeah, it has to be 1/3. So I just, oh, okay. Good, good, good. Very good. All right. Now let us come to the next question. If the point, write it along with me, if the point C -1, 2 divides. Now look the question, see the question very carefully. If the point C -1, 2 divides the line segment AB in the ratio 3/4, where the coordinates of A are 2, 5, find the coordinates of B. If the point C divides the line segment AB in this ratio, here is a line segment AB. This point divides this line in this ratio, so 3/4, just make it like that. 3/4, acha, oh sorry. 3/4, which means initial part will be lesser. So for example, we have something like this. This ratio is 3/4, okay? And this, the coordinates of this point are known to us. The coordinates of this C point, which is cutting this in this ratio, it is known to us. So can we find out the coordinates of this? Yes, we can find out. Just find out it out quickly and tell me the answer, what it is.
-5, -2.
Sorry?
Ma'am, -1/3, y equals to -2.
X will be what?
-1/3.
No.
-5, -2.
Okay. So shall we discuss it, or anybody needs
Ma'am,
time?
just a sec.
You may take it.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
-5, -2.
Okay. Cool. So let us discuss it. how we can do it. Definitely we know this one is particularly easy now that we have solved different types of questions. So C is this. It's very simple. It's like very simple. Okay, 6 chats are there. Right.
-5, 2.
Correct. Katha, Yashasvi, Chaitanya, and all others who are saying it. Definitely it's uh, correct. Simply, we know that if we have to find out this, don't change the formula, just write what it is. For example, x is, if we have to find this particular, if we have to find this one, so it would be mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus 1, m plus n. Write the original formula so that you will not be confused that what you have to do. Right, write the original formula, and here there is no need to take k is ratio 1 because here we already know that it is m ratio n. What is the ratio? We already know. Now we know what is x. Just write in the things that we know. M, x2, x2 we don't know, right? N, x1 we know, divided by 3 plus 4, 7. From here, -7, 3x2 plus 8. So 3x2 comes out to be -15. So x2 comes out to be -5. Similarly, if we have to find out y, so y would be what? Y. Y we already know, first of all. Now m by 2 we don't know, plus 4 y1 divided by 7. So 14, 3y2 plus 20. Okay, and y2 will come out to be -2 from here. Okay, -6 and divide by 3, so it will be -2. So answer will be, or the coordinates of the point B will be this, simply by the section formula. Just the rearrangement of section formula and we'll get the answer. Okay, so anybody has got any problem until here? Yes or no? Arya, any problem? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Thank God. I thought that I'm not audible. Okay, so it is clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let us move forward. Now the page is over. So let me just save it once and let me take a new one. New. Just a second. Okay. So let me share the new screen. Okay. Is this screen visible to you all?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, let us do the next question. Question is, find the coordinates of the point. Okay, okay. Find the coordinates of the point of trisection of the line segment joining, oh sorry, it is not -1, I'm so sorry, it is 1 only. 1, -2 and minus 3 comma 4. Now I would have given you time, but let me tell this one because it is slightly different. Not difficult, it is different. Find the coordinates of the point of trisection. Now what is trisection?
The line will be divided into 3 parts.
And those 3 parts would be equal, right? Because we know that bisection.
Yes, ma'am.
Bisection means that if a point is bisecting a line segment, it means that it is dividing it into 2 parts. But this is like incomplete to call them 2 parts. They will be 2 equal parts, because here we will be needing the midpoint formula and so on. Because we have to decide whether we'll use the section formula or the midpoint formula in order. Oh, I thought something. Okay. So I just thought that somebody's saying something. Okay. So what I was saying is that we have to choose whether what we'll use here. Section formula, midpoint formula, what we'll use. So in order to find out that particular thing, we need to keep in mind that trisecting and bisecting, it means equal parts में divide करना. Then only we will come to the conclusion that whether we have to use the section formula or a special case of it, which is midpoint formula. Now, when I'm saying that it will be cutting the line segment into 3 equal parts, then I can say that, yeah, there is a possibility to use the midpoint. How many times there? Okay. So let her speak as and when she wants. Okay, so we need to use the midpoint formula. Now just make a diagram sort of it. This is AB, we know this. Now here we used to make only 1 point P here, right? But here what we'll do, we'll make 1 point here, we'll make 1 point here. And these would be equal. These would be 3 equal parts. Let it be P, let it be Q. We know what is the coordinate of this point. We also know the coordinate of this point. Now what we need to find out, we need to find the coordinates of the point of trisection, which means that we need to find out P as well as Q. Anybody has any idea how we may proceed? Or shall I? Yes.
Now,
Yes, ma'am.
for the P point, we can take it as 1:2, the ratio.
Aha, very good. Anybody else?
No, the same procedure.
Okay, great. Yes. So absolutely correct. Definitely. We cannot find it simultaneously. Even if we think so, no, we cannot do it. But yes, जैसे कि I don't know who said it, but
I just like gotta think it. I don't know it would be right or not. But what if we take AQ as a line and P as a midpoint of it, and then applied a midpoint formula, and so that we can get our P point. Then afterwards, if we took PB as a line segment and Q as a midpoint, and simultaneously by applying midpoint formula, we can get it. I don't know it's true or not.
No, it's not incorrect. Definitely we can use it. But what is the problem in that is the process would be very long. Because see, we will have a lot of number of, unknown quantities. Because look, here we don't know Q and we don't know P. So by chance we'll use this one first, AQ. Like you are saying, like AQ as a line segment and P as the midpoint, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So see, here in this particular question, we can see that although we know the ratio is known to us, 1:1, it's all right. But we know the ratio and we know this point, but 2 things are unknown to us. But if we'll take this part A, B, and if we'll take 1:2 of this whole, so what will we have? This we have, and the ratio we have. So only thing that we will have to find is P. So try to minimize the number of unknown things, because they will create a havoc in the last, and it will be very difficult to find them. Okay.
But we can do it by that way, right?
Yes, we can do it definitely, because we can clearly see that AQ, this particular line segment, if we call, it will have this P as midpoint. PB would have this midpoint as Q. But we one more thing that we know is we know the ratio, but we know only one coordinate in this case. So that will create a problem for us. So wherever we can find a lot of information and only one unknown thing, then we will use that. And if on the other hand, one more method is there in which we are involving two unknown things. That is why we were reducing the case of m ratio n to k is to 1, because we need to minimize the number of unknown things.
Ma'am,
Hmm?
ma'am, I got the answer. Can I tell?
Okay, tell.
Uh, let us take P as x1 comma y1. So x1 comma y1 is minus 1 by 3 comma 0,
Okay.
and x2 comma y2 q, it will be minus 5 by 3 comma 2.
Okay, very good. Great. Very nice. So let me explain it to others as well, by chance if they aren't knowing it. Okay, so this is the figure that we will get from this question. But right now we don't need this figure, because here there is nothing of our use. So we'll just modify it to the level we wanted. So just erase 1 for a second. Okay, 1q, because it will confuse us. And moreover, just erase this also. Oh, the line is gone. Just consider this right now. Q is there, no problem. I am just, just assuming it in my mind. Don't erase it and write it again. Just assume in your mind. So here, what happens? 1:2. Why? Because if we take this whole part, it will be 1 plus 1. And here is 1. Because they are all equal, 1, 1, 1. So either we can say 1, 2, or 2, 1. It will be. Okay, great, great. So 1:2 would be the ratio in this case when we are taking P as the point which is cutting it, right? Now, let it be x1 comma y1, as I don't know who just spoke it, but yeah. Okay, simply x1 would be equal to 1 into minus 3 minus 3, 2 into 1, 2 divided by 1 plus 2, minus 1 by 3, y1, 1 into 4, 4, 2, minus 2, minus 4, 1 plus 2. So it will be 0, because here it will cancel out 0. So we have got coordinates of a point which is P. One thing is done. किला फतेह हो गई, पर आधी. किला फतेह हुई है, पर अभी आधी हुई है, because we have found out only one coordinate. We also have to find the other, right? We also have to find the other. So now let me write it, write it as minus 1 by 3 comma 0. Okay, we already know it. Now we need to find Q. So we can do it like, definitely we can imitate P. We can take this Q, this would be 1, this would be 2, and we can easily find it out. There is no problem in that. But why we will do it again when we can use the midpoint formula? Because we know now we have enough information. We have this coordinate, and we know that now the situation changes and we can use this as 1:1 only. So if this is 1:1, this particular Q point is the midpoint of PB. So here, instead of imitating how we did for P, we'll just apply the midpoint formula in order to find this Q. So let it be x2 comma y2. Definitely you can do it like that. Definitely you can just erase P from here, take this wholeness as 2, take this as 1, apply that 2:1 and that whole procedure. There is no problem in that. But another way of doing the same thing is because we know that if this point is dividing this line segment into this ratio 1:1. So it has to be the midpoint, and once it's the midpoint, so how can we find it? X2 will be equal to -3 minus 1/3. Just a second. Okay, I have to start. Yes, it's very, very correct. So x1, this one plus this one, here we have this midpoint formula, right? Just a second, divide by 2. Just tell me that I'm doing correct, because sometimes my Yes, thank God I'm doing correct, because I thought something else. And 0 plus 4 by 2, so 2. Yes, so it comes out to be x2 comma y2 comes out to be -5/3 comma 2. -5/3 comma 2. So this point again we know as this. Okay, so when we have applied, like I think somebody was saying, sorry, I don't remember who was saying, but you were suggesting that we can take first of all this line segment and P as the midpoint, and then this line segment Q as the midpoint. Yes, we can take it, but that time what was the problem with us? That two of the things were unknown. Now when here the same thing I did, I took this PB line segment and took Q as it's considered to Q to be its midpoint, because here I knew this coordinate, here I knew this coordinate, and here I knew the ratio. So many things were known to me, only one thing was unknown. But that time, two things were unknown. So I just preferred to make it as simple as possible. So we have found out the value of P and the value of Q, and the people who have found out it without my help or without any help, they are like very good. It's very, very appreciable. And the people who discovered this answer right now, that is also very good, because you just need to understand the concept. Okay, so is this particular problem clear to everybody? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Only to one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Next question. So here we have slightly interesting questions in this topic. That is why I love this. If the points, here we just have to use our brains. There is no other thing. If the points A 4,3 and B x, 5 are on the circle with the center 2,3, find the value of x. If the points A and B are on the circle with the center this, then we have to find out the value of x. Try to do it. You have 2-3 minutes with you.
Ma'am, here also we can apply midpoint formula and then we can get x.
Okay, try it in whichever way you want.
AB diameter or like some different points on the circle?
There are some different points on the circle.
Okay.
Ma'am, x is equal to 2.
1 second, just let me see. X is equals to
2.
And what about this?
X is equals to 2 is coming.
Okay, great. So let us discuss it as well. Here is a circle. Now it is not said that AB is the diameter, so we'll not assume it on our own. We'll assume A and B to be different points on the circle. A is 4,3 as it is given in the question, and B is x, 5 as it is given in the question. Now, center is given as 2,3 O, right? So now, one thing we know for sure, that whether this AB is diameter or not, that doesn't matter. What is there? Achha, chat is there. 1 second. X is equals to 2, 2, 0.
Ma'am, actually, I thought that AB is like diameter, and therefore I got to say that I'll apply midpoint formula. Now I understood that it will make a triangle, and we can apply that.
And Roshan and Sanket, your answer is not correct. So let us just see it.
Yes, diameter, then we get 0.
Acha, acha. Oh, okay. No, but actually, we will not consider it. This is a valid question, like this is a valid doubt that whether AB is the diameter, but we will not consider anything to be anything till the time it is given in the question, till the time it is specified that AB is the diameter. Till that time, we will not assume it. We will take it to be different points only. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Now look. See, it will not make a triangle, and there is no need of a triangle because the question is very simple. Look, we know that this center, whenever it is like, whenever we are making a line from this center to the circle, anywhere in the infinite ways we can draw it, everywhere the radius would be equal, everywhere, right? Everywhere, if we are drawing this particular center, and from this we are extending a line towards the circumference of this circle, everywhere what would be same?
Radius.
Yes, the radius would be same.
And that
Now
means
look,
AO equal to OB, right?
definitely AO will be equal to OB. So there is no need to apply midpoint formula. Definitely you were thinking about the diameter. So in that approach, definitely there was a concept that can be used. But here what we'll use is distance formula, right? So distance formula, how we will apply it? Because we know AO will be equal to OB. So we'll just apply it, and what we'll get? A, we know. O, we know. So what is AO? Under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 ka whole square. That comes out to be minus 2 ka whole square 4 and 0. So it would be 2. Now if this is 2, if one radius comes out to be 2, so we all know that radius of a circle remains constant. Radius never change. So if radius is 2 units, so it would be 2 for the whole entire circle, for entire line segment. Whatever we will draw, it will be 2 only. So it will also be 2, this particular radius. And now if we know that this distance would be 2, which is OB would be 2. So what we can do is to like write it like x2 is x here, x minus 2 ka whole square plus 5 minus 3 ka whole square, x minus 2 ka whole square plus 2 roots of 4. If we square both sides, we will have 4 and x minus 2 ka whole square plus 4. This 4 and this 4 can get cancel out. X minus 2 is equals to, like, x minus 2 ka whole square is equals to 0. So x minus 2 will also be equal to 0.
Equal to 1, ma'am.
Sorry, what equal to 1?
Ma'am, if we cancel the 4, equal to will be 1.
No.
X minus 2 the whole square is equal to 1, ma'am.
Don't cancel it out. Just take it like this. X minus 2. If I bring 1, 4. If I just bring this 4 here. 4 minus 4 will be 0. 1 would not be there.
Okay, ma'am, clear.
So this cancelling out is nothing. We are just taking this particular one at other side. So because it will ultimately result into 0, that's why we just say that if by chance both the sides of sign is positive, so we can just cancel it out, because when we'll bring the first one at the next side, it would give us plus and minus the same entity. So it will get cancelled out and get 0. So that is why we're directly cancelling it out. So x minus 2 ka whole square is equals to 0. So if we square root both sides, or we can just say that if the square is 0, then that entity will be 0. Right? And we know that if we'll do this, we'll get answer as 2. So the people who were able to find it out, great. And everybody has understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this was a slightly different question. And yeah, that was a valid thing. If you're thinking about the AB to be diameter, then definitely midpoint could have been used. But wait for the question to specify it. Don't assume it on your own. If the question is giving you any hint of that sort, or it is telling you that, yeah, this AB is the diameter, then only think it to be the diameter. Otherwise, take it to be normal 2 points on the circle. And it does not matter whether you take these points here only. You can take it anywhere, but you just make a sample diagram so that the thing is clear in your mind what you have to do. Okay. Now let me take the next question. What can we have? Okay. So let us do some छोटे questions. Find the distance. I'm not writing the whole question. If you want to write, you can write it. Find the distance of the point minus 3, 4 from the x-axis. 4. So how you did that? How you did this? Okay, don't do it like this. For example, you might just see and say it. Definitely it is right. But I wanted to do it in that manner. Like we have distance formula. And again, we have a formula where 1 point is 0. No, sorry, just wait. Okay. Try it once and tell me what is the answer. AB from the x-axis. Just make this point. It would be here, minus 3, 4, somewhere here. So we need to find the distance of this from the x-axis. So what it will be? Let me take this point as A, right? And if I want to find out the distance of this point, see, it is very visible that it is 4. This is 4. Because the y-coordinate is 4, and we know that the distance of this particular point from the x-axis is the y-coordinate, so 4 is there. But if I want to find it out, I can do it like this also. Or actually, don't complicate it. It's all right. It will be 4. So all of you can clearly understand that why it is 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, in this, it was given like this. You can just see it once in the material that I have. In this, how it was given, that it is 1 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3, right? Minus 3. So definitely, if the point is here, let it be 4. So if the point is here, minus 3 comma 4, and if we have to find the distance of this from the x-axis, so what we need to definitely find is to find the distance between a point and this point, let it be b. So b will be minus 3 comma 0 because it is lying on the x-axis, so y coordinate will be 0, and minus 3 because here it will be equal, this x coordinate would be equal. So here, by applying distance formula, minus 3 plus 3 whole square plus 4 minus 0. It has changed the order, but there is no problem in that. So basically, it comes out to be the under root of 4 square and 4. So in this way, they have calculated it. This is also good, but definitely it is very, very clearly visible that, yeah, 4 is the answer. Okay. Next question. In which quadrant the point P that divides the line segment in which quadrant the point P that divides the line segment joining the points A 2 comma minus 5 and B 5 comma 2 in the ratio 2:3 lies. Distance formula. In which quadrant the point P that divides the line segment joining these 2 points in the ratio lies? Tell me the answer.
Quadrant.
Sorry?
Fourth quadrant.
Fourth quadrant. Okay. I want more answers. It's too hot. Oh.
Fourth quadrant.
Fourth quadrant, right. So let us discuss it. How it is fourth quadrant. See.
X positive, Y negative.
Correct. Very good. So here we have a line segment. Let it be AB. So it is a given AB. 2 comma minus 5, 5 comma 2. There is a point P which divides it into ratio 2:3. So let me take it as this 2:3 P point. Okay. So basically we have to find out P. It is just a way of saying question number 4. Sorry, quadrant 4. Aditya, are you writing quadrant 4, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. You're right, correct, very good. So simply we have to find the coordinates and we just have to tell the quadrant also. So we know that here x would be equal to 2 into 5. Oh, I'm not writing it like this. It will take a lot of time. So I'm just writing 10 plus 6 by 5, 16 by 5, and 4 minus 15 by 5 minus 11 by 5. So we can see that x comma y, here the x is positive and the y is negative. So definitely we know this thing that this happens in the fourth quadrant, because here the positive x is there but the negative y is there. So here the representation of the coordinate, ordered pair comes out to be like this, plus and negative, right? So here it would be the case. Very good. What was in the chat? Fourth quadrant. Great, Sandhya. Good. Okay, so all understood this particular question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next question is, find a relation. Just focus on the keywords of the question, what it is asking to find, because from there you'll get a clue. Find the relation between x and y such that the point x comma y is equidistant from the points a 2 comma 5 and b minus 3 comma 7. Find a relation between x and y if the point this is equidistant from the points a, b. Try to find out.
Ma'am, that means the point P is a midpoint of these 2 points, right?
No, it is not saying it is a midpoint. It is saying it is equidistant from it.
It
So
will make an equilateral triangle.
it will not make an equilateral triangle, it will make an isosceles triangle.
Okay, so triangle is fixed now.
Actually, P, I'm so sorry. I'm not saying that P will not be this. Okay. P can be the midpoint. But the thing here is that only midpoint wouldn't be P. Like, okay, I'll explain it 2 minutes later. Definitely, the one who asked that P is the midpoint, yes, it is the midpoint. But it is not the only thing. It is not the only thing which is equidistant. I think we can discuss it because it's already 8:20. P is equals to B. Yes.
Ma'am, it can be on the same line between these 2 points, joining them, or it can be on another line too.
You're getting it. Okay, let me explain it because we have slightly less time with us. Okay. AB. Okay, let me draw it straight. A, B. What it is saying that this P is equidistant. So one point, this midpoint is equidistant. We know this. But we should know one thing very well, that this point is also equidistant from these 2 points. It is definitely not the midpoint, because midpoint is the point which lies on the line and bisects it. But it is a point which is equidistant. This point is equidistant, this, and infinite points which are going here in this line, infinite points which are going down, all of them are equidistant, all of them. So this one thing you should all remember, that this whole line would have infinite points which would be equidistant from these points. P would be there, definitely. P would be there. There is no issue in that. But we should remember one thing more, that if it is saying equidistant and if it is not specifying midpoint, then infinite numbers will be there on the line with like this line, this one. This what do we call this? Anybody remembers this particular line? This one?
Perpendicular bisector.
Great. 100 on 100. Perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector is that line which contains all the points which are equidistant from a line segment. And it segments it. It makes a right angle with it. So yeah, perpendicular bisector is the correct word for this line. Now talking about the question APB. So we must know about this. See, we will make it like P is equals to AB. Sorry, PB. This is correct. We will use it, but we can just remember that a lot of isosceles triangles would be there. A lot of them would be there. Upar bhi, niche bhi, and these would be equal. So this P is definitely equal. If we are taking this as midpoint, this particular this and this would be equal, definitely. But if we're taking this to be P, then these will be equal. It is also correct. If we are taking this to be P, ding, 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 ding. So it will again equal, it will again be equal. Okay, so just remember this point. Otherwise, we are good to go. PA. P we know. No, sorry, P we don't know. P we know that it is X comma Y, and A and B we know. So I'm just writing the equations, what it will be. Just check it whether I'm writing it correct or not. And if by chance I'm making some mistake, do tell me. Huh? So when we'll solve it, okay, what is the expression? Anybody has got some expression or the relation? Acha, acha, acha.
Yes, ma'am.
Katha, I think you have written wrong. This C, the value of C, 92. It would not be 92, it will be 29, like Deepthi wrote. Check it once, by chance you have got it wrong. Okay, so we'll just solve it. And I don't think that I have to solve it, like just open it. I definitely know that you can just remove these two squares, open it, and you will get to this result. Just open these two, just remove the square or just square both of them. This square bracket will be removed. Just open the squares, then just bring them here and there, take them here and there, and this relation is what you will get. So here we were asked to find the relation between X and Y, and this is the relation that we got. Okay, is it clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Let us take one last question for today. Can I scroll it down or somebody's writing it still? Or you may take a screenshot of this window and you can just copy it down later by chance if anybody is missing out. Take a screenshot jaldi se. Okay, so let me move ahead. The next question is find the ratio in which y-axis divides the line segment, joining the points A 5, -6 and B -1, -4. Is it -1? Just a second. Yes, -1, -4. So what do we need to find? Ratio in which the y-axis. You already got one coordinate. Y-axis divides the line segment joining the points A and B. You can start with the question. I'm also writing one more part. Also find the coordinates of the point of division. Ratio and the coordinates. Find it out. This is the last question that we have. No, not the last, the second last. But for today, it's last. Anybody got the ratio?
5:1.
5:1. Great. Good.
Ma'am, even I got it. Ma'am, and y coordinate is -13/3.
Very good. Very good. Let's solve it. Only 1 minute is left. So let me take your 2 or 3 minutes more. Then we'll conclude the class. I think it's very simple. AB 5, -6 -1, oh sorry, I'm so sorry, -4. Ratio in which y-axis divides. Y-axis divides, which means that if the y-axis is dividing, I'm just making the y-axis anywhere like this. It is not the exact figure, but it is just for our help. So if it is y-axis, then we will have only, we know one thing, that x coordinate would be 0 and the y coordinate would be something. And we have to find out this ratio. So we will use k/1. Okay. And if we need to find, so let us find it. -k plus 5 by k plus 1 -4k -6 k plus 1 equals to y. So -k plus 5 is equals to 0. K comes out to be 5. Now once k comes out to be 5, so k/1 is the ratio, and if this particular k comes out to be 5, so 5 is the ratio. Oh, so sorry, my pen is working on its own. 5:1 is the ratio, right? And if we just apply this, but just put this value of k here, 5 plus 1 will be 6. So -10, so -26 by 6, -13 by 3. So this will be the y coordinate. We know the x coordinate to be 0 and the y coordinate to be this. So here we also got the coordinates of this point. These are the coordinates and this is the ratio. So is this question clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Now, finally, I'm giving you a homework question. This was supposed to be the last question, but we don't have enough time to solve it. So I'm just giving you this. If the points, Just write it. Oh, my battery. Okay, it can work for 2 minutes. If the points P k minus 1 comma 2 is, quickly write it. I don't know when this laptop will be switched off on its own because the battery is very low. From the points A 3 comma k and B k comma 5, this is 5, find the values of k. If the points P, this particular point, actually it is not points, it is pointer. Point P is equidistant from these 2 points, find the value of k. So this is your homework question, note it down. And I suppose that you won't have any doubt in today's class. But by chance you have, don't ask it right now because we are already 3 minutes up. You can just revise what we learned today. We just tried to apply the same formula in a different manner. Four formula are there. To be precise, 2 are there, but we just included special cases also of the section formula and the distance formula, so they comes out to be 4. So we were using them. If by chance you have any doubt, you may ask in the next class whenever it will be. And you may also find some questions related to this topic, coordinate geometry. And if you find them, just forward them to Gaurav sir. He forwarded to me. I'll be ready with their answer in the next class. And note down this homework question. I want every one of you to answer me if in the next class I ask you the answer. And yeah, so anybody would like to say anything, or we can conclude the class?